Princess Zilara of the Vorian Empire had seen thousands of warriors in her lifetime. She had watched champions from across the galaxy kneel before her father's throne, their armor gleaming with technology that could level cities, their bodies enhanced by genetic modifications that made them nearly immortal. Yet none of them had ever made her breath catch the way it did when the human soldier walked into the Grand Hall. He wore no powered exoskeleton. No energy shields shimmered around his frame. His armor was simple, almost primitive by galactic standards, reinforced plates over a basic tactical suit. A rifle hung across his back, chemical propulsion-based, laughably outdated. He was small compared to the other delegates, barely reaching the shoulder height of the Crawl ambassador beside him. But he walked like he owned the stars themselves. The Grand Hall fell silent as Captain James Rivera approached the crystalline throne. Every eye in the massive chamber, Vorian nobles with their luminescent skin, Hektar merchants with their forearms, even the towering Draxian guards, watched this anomaly. Humans were new to the Galactic Council, their planet only recently discovered, their technology centuries behind the established powers. Zilara leaned forward on her secondary throne beside her father, her coronet of living light pulsing with sudden interest. She studied the human's face, scarred, weathered, with eyes that had seen things no enhancement could erase. There was something in those eyes, something her people had lost millennia ago when they had perfected themselves. Captain Rivera of Earth. Her father's voice resonated through the hall, translated instantly into thousands of languages. You stand before the Vorian Empire as a representative of humanity. Your people seek membership in the Galactic Council, yet you bring nothing to offer, no advanced technology, no resources we cannot harvest from a billion other worlds. Tell us, human, why should we accept your kind? The human didn't flinch. He didn't look away. Instead, he smiled, not with arrogance, but with something Zilara couldn't quite name. Your Majesty, Rivera said, his voice steady and clear. You're right. We can't offer you technology. We can't compete with your manufacturing. We've got nothing you need. A murmur rippled through the assembly. Several nobles laughed. Ambassador Krell of the Hektar delegation made a clicking sound of derision. But, Rivera continued, and something in his tone made the laughter die, we can offer you something you've forgotten you need. Something every species in this hall has engineered out of themselves in pursuit of perfection. Emperor Vorath's eyes narrowed. And what is that, human? The ability to be imperfect, to fail. To be afraid and to do it anyway. Zilara's breath caught again. Her enhancement protocols flagged an unusual spike in her neural activity. But she dismissed the alert. Rivera took a step forward, and despite being unarmed and alone, not a single guard moved to stop him. Your warriors don't fear death because they've been modified to be incapable of fear. Your scientists don't face uncertainty because they have enhanced their minds to calculate every outcome. Your people don't struggle because you've eliminated struggle itself. And you see this as a weakness? The Emperor asked, though Zilara detected genuine curiosity in his voice. I see it as loss, Rivera said. 3 months ago, my unit was trapped on Sigma-7 during the breach. We had no backup, no advanced tech, no enhancements. We were just 23 scared humans with outdated weapons facing an enemy that should have annihilated us in minutes. He paused, and Zilara found herself hanging on every word. We lost 14 people, 14 friends who were terrified but stayed anyway, who knew the odds and chose to fight. And we won, not because we were superior, but because we were desperate, because we could feel every ounce of fear and pain and still choose to stand. The Grand Hall was completely silent now. Your species has conquered death, disease, and suffering, Rivera continued. And in doing so, you've forgotten what it means to truly live. To truly choose. Every victory you achieve is calculated, predicted, guaranteed. But humanity? We gamble everything on hope alone. We fail spectacularly. We make terrible decisions. We're messy and chaotic and completely irrational. He looked directly at Emperor Vorath, and when the real threats come, the ones you can't calculate or prepare for, you're going to need someone who knows how to be afraid and fight anyway. Someone who hasn't forgotten how to adapt, improvise, and survive against impossible odds. Zilara realized she was standing, though she didn't remember rising from her throne. Her father glanced at her, surprised, but she couldn't look away from the human. You speak of weakness as strength, Ambassador Krell said dismissively. Sentiment over logic. Rivera turned to face the Hektar. I speak of being alive instead of just existing. Of being human. in the truest sense of the word, whatever species you are. Emperor Vorath sat back, his expression unreadable. After a long moment, he spoke. Your words are unexpected, Captain Rivera. The Council will deliberate on humanity's petition. As the human bowed and turned to leave, Zalara made a decision that her enhanced mind immediately flagged as irrational, inefficient, and completely unprecedented for a princess of her standing. Captain, she called out, her voice carrying across the hall. Every head turned toward her. I would speak with you further about your people's perspective on imperfection. Rivera paused, turned, and met her eyes. That smile returned, the one that made something in her chest feel impossibly tight and wonderfully alive. It would be my honor, Your Highness. As he was escorted to the diplomatic chambers, Zalara's neural implants continued to flag anomalous emotional responses, suggesting possible malfunction. But for the first time in her genetically perfected life, she didn't care about the data. She was feeling something her people had engineered away centuries ago, something beautiful, terrifying, and completely beyond calculation. She was feeling human,